Hey everyone, I hope you are having an awesome day. You are listening to The Right Side of Gaming. Today I'm just going to do a quick little intro to myself, to the channel, and kind of give you an idea of what to expect in the future. So to start with, I am a huge geek. I own up to it. I love all kinds of gaming, tabletop gaming, video gaming. I enjoy trading card games, role-playing games, miniatures, board games, all that fun stuff. For video games, I tend to favor MMOs and RPGs in particular. Though I notice I've been playing a lot of shooters, first person and third person lately. But anyway, I love all kinds of gaming. It's just fun. It's my hobby. I originally thought of making this channel last year, actually, during the summer. Originally, I wanted to do something where I'm not going to say it was political, but I wanted to be able to show people, like, hey, I know there's all this stuff going on in the gaming community, and you're saying all this stuff about people that's not really right, or you think we believe things that we really don't. Okay, this was around the time that we had Wizards of the Coast banning cards for being racist. They were changing some of the D&D races up for the same reasons. We had them kick out a content creator because of some of the content they were creating. They removed them from one of their programs on Twitch or something. We had them terminate their relationship with one of their artists. We had all sorts of stuff going on. And the gaming community in recent years has been becoming more and more liberal. I'm kind of conservative. I just wanted to say, hey, a lot of you people are saying stuff that we don't believe or isn't true. And honestly, the community itself has gotten really hostile to anyone that thinks differently than them. I know they want to push things like inclusivity and acceptance of everyone. It's just not if you think differently than they do. There's diversity, but that includes diversity of thought. And I think that's really important. I think it's nice to have some place where everyone, including people that may not necessarily be on the same part of the political spectrum as the rest of the community, can come and listen and participate and have their thoughts heard. And I don't really feel like we have a good space for that right now. I think mostly what we have is we have diversity, but it's not really a thought. We have the same message in different packaging, and I just want to make that space for everyone else. Now, again, that was originally the idea. I think I've moved away from that a little bit. I'm not saying that I don't still believe a lot of that there's no space for people that think differently, or that we don't need one. I just don't think I will be doing as much of relating my stuff to politics as I originally planned. Because honestly, after the last year, which was just absolutely horrible for everyone, I think we're all a little politicsed out, if I can make up a phrase entirely. But I still want to make it clear that this is an absolutely inclusive zone. Everyone can come and say their piece regardless of which side of the aisle they're on. And everyone's welcome. Okay, and I will, if it, for whatever reason it does come up, I will absolutely be sticking to my beliefs the same way people on the other side are sticking to theirs. And if I do feel the need to say, hey, there's this thing that's going on in the news and you're all kind of getting it wrong, or you're attacking people again, because there's a heck of a lot of that. There's a lot of people in the gaming communities, at least the ones that I'm in, where they feel it's absolutely okay to bully people who think differently than they do, and that's just not acceptable. But if something like that happens, then I will absolutely toss in my 2 cents. No, I think what I'm probably going to wind up doing is more general videos. I decided to keep the name just because it's an absolute pain to think of another one. And coming up with another pun would be... I doubt even this one wasn't all that great. I doubt I'll be able to come up with one better. I might still relate it to society in general, because that's kind of fun. But it's not necessarily going to be the main focus. I would love to make normal gaming-oriented videos too, because I think that's one of the things people forget, is that it doesn't matter who you are, how you identify, how you describe yourself, whatever. Anyone can be a gamer. We come from literally all kinds of walks of life. And I think it's one of those things where it can really bring people together. You know, you can meet someone you don't even know. Doesn't really matter who they are. If you're both gamers, you have shared hobby. You have something that you can talk about. You have something you can geek out about. I have several times met people in, say, bookstores and wound up talking about, oh, this Star Wars author who apparently also wrote for other series that I didn't know about, and we bond over that. Or I think there was another one where I got to talking to these people about the Percy Jackson books, which I'm super happy to say it looks like they have a new series coming out, which would be great, because I was always really bummed they never finished the movies. But you get the idea. It's something that geeks, gamers, we just enjoy talking about the stuff we enjoy, and we come from so many different backgrounds. It's just a nice way to sort of bring everyone together, to have that one common denominator among all of us. Now, some of you are probably thinking, that sounds kind of good and all, but man, you are really low budget. And to that I say, yes. I am going to steal something from the miniature painting community and apply it to this, and we get to celebrate the fact that we're already applying gaming to real life. Yay! But there's a saying that the best way to get better at painting is to paint. You get so focused on, say, trying to make this one mini perfect, like maybe you need to redo the highlighting, and you just can't quite get that right. I know personally that's one of the things I am still working on. And you can spend hours painting and repainting and trying to touch it up and cover up your mistakes and then making new ones, and it just gets so frustrating, and you don't really get any better, and worse, you don't really finish the model. You're just kind of sitting there doing it over and over again. You don't move on. It's just completely stagnant. So they say the best thing to do is to just say, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm going to move on to the next model. I'm going to paint that one. And in the time you spent trying to fix that one model, you probably could have painted 2 or 3 more. And that's how you get better. So you just keep painting. And then you pick something that maybe you want to work on. You're like, okay, I think I've got the basics down. I can do all the base paints. So I think what I really want to work on the next few models is shading. I want to work on making sure I get my washes just right. And I'm going to be applying that same logic to the stuff I put out. I want to make sure, at least to start with, that I'm just getting stuff done and putting it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it very likely won't be. But I at least want to get into the habit of making something and finishing it and posting it. Once I get that down, then I can go back and say, okay, well, I think next I want to work on editing. I want to see how I can improve there. Or maybe I decide, you know what I should do? I should try to come up with a better logo. If you haven't figured it out, I am not a particularly artistically inclined person. That is literally the extent of my ability so far. Or maybe I pick something else that I want to work on. But the point is, I just need to get into the habit of putting them out first. Because I will be honest, I have tried several times in the past year to get this done, to get it posted, and you know what? My anxiety gets the better of me, or I decide, you know what? I really need to go back and fix this or change this, and then I don't. So I really want to, at the very least, just get it posted, get in that habit, and we'll fix things later on, I promise. I will make my best effort to do better. I also try really hard not to ramble, but I probably did repeat myself just a little bit in the past few minutes. I'm trying really hard to do this without looking at and reading a script because I realized that's really boring. Like, I can make a decent script and I can read it out, but it's not really entertaining. If I'm going to do that, I may as well just post the written part and just not worry about saying anything. But I feel like this is a fun way to do it. It gets me maybe a little bit out of my comfort zone. And it's probably a lot easier for other people these days to take in because I feel like people do a lot more, watching videos and listening to podcasts than they do actually reading things. Plus, it gives me room to kind of expand later on and do something more visual or like an actual video, either with me or with a game or something on my screen. But for now, I'm hoping you'll just bear with me as I kind of get used to this too. I did find a video I did a little while back on the Dragonlance lawsuit that's came up, I guess, a couple months ago. And I'm probably going to post that one as it is. And yeah, it's going to be a little boring because it's a little more scripted, but it's about information. It's all about every step of the process and all that. So maybe it does need to be a little bit scripted. But at the very least, it's, again, just me getting the habit of posting things, even if it's not necessarily perfect. And then I'm thinking about doing some videos on like the colors of Magic the Gathering or the newest Dungeons & Dragons book, stuff related to games that I really enjoy. If there's something you guys want to hear about, or if you have any ideas, please feel free to toss them out there. I would love to hear them. I'm open to ideas. Right now, it's mostly going to be my own thoughts on gaming or the gaming community and all that stuff. And really just whatever I happen to enjoy or feel like that day. But hopefully, maybe somewhere in the future, we might get a little more direction. I don't know. I know I've also considered doing, talking about one of my old D&D campaigns that I planned out so that I can kind of slip in some hints to my current group about their campaign just to be fun and screw with them a little bit, but I haven't quite decided on that yet. But at the very least, you know that I'm at least going to be trying, and I'll have some stuff coming out over the next few weeks. I'm going to try to do at least a couple videos each week. So please be looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by to listen to me ramble or whatever. If you want to leave a like or a comment or subscribe or all that other stuff, you know the drill. Feel free to do so. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. I just hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have an awesome day. And I'll catch you guys next time.